in my heart to see that that happened. But then God entered the picture. And I was watching Andy Stanley give one of his talks. And it was amazing because it revealed to me what was going on in my heart with my anger. And that's what I want to share with you this morning. So he has a talk called The Guardrails for the Heart. And he said that there are 4 emotions that tend to take us over. And they are, I'll hold this up if you can kind of see it, guilt, anger, greed, and jealousy. And those 4 emotions need to be guarded because they indicate something that's going on in your heart. All of the behavior that we do is based in the heart, is motivated from the heart. And so it's really important that I went back and I identified, yes, I was angry. So then he goes on to say that these things, this is very interesting. If you feel guilty, it says in your heart, you're saying in your heart, I owe you something. I'm feeling guilty, so I owe you something. If I'm angry, it says, you owe me something. Now that was powerful to hear. Because when I was angry, that's what I felt. I felt, you owe me respect. You owe me kindness. You owe me understanding. You owe me. And I was angry because that was not being met in a loving way. And it just, finally, I just flipped and went back to my old patterns. And I'm so sad about that. But to understand that I'm sensing, you owe me. That's why I was angry. It's because I felt like I was entitled. You owed me something. So let me show you the other 2 are greed. And greed says, I owe me. I owe me. This whatever's happening in the situation, I owe me some sort of reward. I owe me. Jealousy means I deserve. Life owes me, or God owes me something. When you're jealous, you look at someone and say, look what they have. And you think in your mind, God owes me that. I've been good. I deserve this. Life owes me something more than I'm getting. So those are the 4. And I have this sheet right here to, if you would like me to email it to you. It's interesting because it really goes to the motives of our heart. And Andy Stanley says it's okay to not feel that you want to get rid of the anger or the greed, or it's okay to feel it. He said, just obey it. Behave your way into healing, he says. He says we need to do some mirror work. We need to look in the mirror and we need to ask ourselves, what are you feeling in the O factor? I owe me, you owe me, God owes me. What are you feeling? Life owes me, or I owe you? What are you feeling in that? Proverbs 4:23 says, above all else, guard your heart, for from it flows everything. All of life flows from the heart. So when I was getting mad, when I was angry, I believed the lie that you owe me something. Instead of me, God says, what we owe each other is love. That's what we owe each other, which may come in the form of a boundary, and it may come in the form of a kind act. However it is, God says that we owe each other love. So we replace all the I owe yous, or you owe me, or life owes me, or God owes me, or I owe me, something like that. We replace that with the only thing that we're responsible for is loving others. But that's really hard sometimes when you've been in the patterns. So I'm seeing that I've taken baby steps away from this. It brought me back down to it, probably to clean out some clutter in my heart, some cluttered thinking in my heart that had re-entered my heart. And now that I know the why, I can really handle it better, and I can really ask God for the love. And even if I feel angry, I can behave myself into healing, Andy Stanley says. And, you know, I really love this chart. This is really neat. If you would like me to email it to you, I'd be glad to do that. So thanks for letting me share with you. And to be honest, and I'm back on the right course.